Psalm chapter 127. Wrestle with God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Verse 1. Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the guards stand watch in vain. Who relies on God? Who waits for God? Those who have done their best in their own affairs rely on God. Such people wait for God. At the end of human effort, achievement, and desire, there is God. Let us not casually say that we rely on God. Let us not casually say that we wait for God. Beyond humans' best efforts, there is God. Only those who have done their best can catch a glimpse of God's realm and existence. There can be two aspects to acknowledging the existence of God superficially. One is acknowledging the existence of God by wholeheartedly putting in effort and trusting in His will. And the other is recklessly acknowledging God's existence. The same goes for asking for forgiveness. Why is there more grace where there is more sin? This is not a comparison of the number of sins and forgiveness. The purity of confession that arises from the experience of wanting to escape from sin but never being able to do so makes one compare sin and grace. The same applies to believing in Jesus as the Christ. The confession, Jesus is the Christ, made casually, and the confession, Jesus is the Christ, that arises from numerous doubts and frustrations must be distinguished. Jesus said that He would certainly distinguish your confession of faith. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Matthew chapter 721 and following. Let us not recklessly, automatically, casually, or conveniently acknowledge God. Only by wrestling with God with all my body, mind, will, and soul can God's existence be acknowledged.